Happy to meet you all. This is Devil May Cry 3. I definitely didn't make the title any more wordy than it could have been. They just asked me to be specific, so I was specific. We're going to be running the normal difficulty with Dante, new game, so that means that we're going to be spawning in with nothing. We're going to play the whole game in Royal Guard mode and in Gold Orb mode for a Death Warp that we're going to do later on. In 3, 2, 1, we can go. So, yeah, I'm going to be skipping most of the cutscenes, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to see Wacky Woohoo Pizza Man's fun adventures anytime soon, but yeah, so we're going to switch to Royal Guard right at the beginning because it's the most overpowered skill in the game, and we're going to start off pretty quickly. Nope, missed that, it's fine. Basically what we want to do here is we want to try and rank this mission. I think I've already lost it, doesn't matter. We're going to go set up over here instead to gold release these enemies. We wanted to do that twice, so we didn't get it, that's fine. We're going to do a lot of... So we can use Royal Guard to cancel any attack animation, and basically that'll make things go faster. So we can make moves happen a lot faster than they normally would by just tapping circle a couple times. Kill this guy in this corner over here. These guys. Get a little talk going on. We're trying to keep our star ranking at the top right as high as possible because Dante attacks faster when it's higher. When you're in your above S rank, it stays a little, he attacks faster, so I really trying to bag that as high as you possibly can. And that's mission 1. Mission 1 doesn't normally end if you don't collect all the red orbs. I was trying to maneuver around the stage during that to collect them before I go into the next mission. Don't think we're going to get the S rank there, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't matter because we can recover. Because we want to go into mission 3 after having 2 S ranks in a row, so that we can have enough orbs to straight away buy the Stinger ability level 2, so we can move fast. I'm going to pick up the first of what I call my Virtual Safety Stars here, because mission 7 is terrifying. And I'm bad at the game. There is a despawn you can go for here, but it has a pretty high likelihood to crash the game, so I figured let's not do that in the instance of saving time, and I'll just take the 10-second time loss. So, for reference as well, the version of this game we're playing is the 2006 PC port, which has been delisted on Steam, and notoriously does not like to play well with anything. That's unfortunate, I missed that. That's fine. Oh, that's unfortunate as well. Didn't see that happening on top screen. Oh my god, I might die. Taking your death doesn't really matter too much. Just a more time loss. Alright, gotta get a little bit of life back. It's alright. Got my first boss here. This is really nothing. I'm just going to spam 1, 2, 3. Missed the release there, but it's fine. Oh. And that's mission 2. Oh god, sorry. This game starts off really quick and kind of like doesn't slow down for the entire run. Mission 3, we're going to be moving into that now. Not too much to chat about here, considering I don't get to start with Stinger, level 2, which is unfortunate, but it's fine because we'll grab it. We'll pick it up later in the level. I'm just going to run here down this avenue and dodge these archer enemies that are the worst enemy in the game. One of 3 worst enemies in the game. I'm going to go in here, take a couple of extra things, break a couple of extra little tables and stuff on the way through this bar, just to get a couple of extra orbs. I'm going to hit the switch a few times. Pick up the most broken weapon in the game, the shotgun. So Royal Guard, one of the big reasons that we use it in this run is so we can use the shotgun effectively, because with the animation cancelling that it provides us, we can do stuff like this. Oh, once it's a bit of a rhythm, but once you get it down, basically I just shoot everything to death in the face with the shotgun. These big grey enemies here are called sloths. They're slower, but they teleport. They're really irritating. They don't like to stay in one place. That's fine. I'm getting kind of stuck in the corner there. That's fine. So we kind of want the enemies pumped up in this corner as much as possible so that we can take them all at once. Alright, this guy's nearly dead. Alright, perfect. That's the room done. We're at 9,000 orbs, which isn't exactly ideal, but thankfully there's a red orb crystal right in this room. We're going to break that open. Normally you would skip this, but unfortunately I'm bad at the game, so we're going to just go ahead and do this. Coming up in this next room, we have our first boss, well, our first proper boss, called Cerberus. He is the most reset heavy point of the first 4 missions, apart from the skip coming up. Because he kind of does what he wants, and he doesn't play nice. He's very mean and always ends my runs early. Right. So we got Stinger level 2. This is basically how we move throughout the game from now on. We're just going to Stinger everywhere. To start off, I'm going to take all the ice off the dog's heads, and I'm going to start just punching. Just going to start punching, and hope that he does nice patterns and doesn't do things like this. Okay, I don't want to see this attack. That's fine. Okay, he's doing it twice. Very cool. Cerberus has, the 3 heads that you see rotating around, they all have a different attack associated with them. And you want them to sort of play nice and not do this ice breath attack 3 times. But he's decided it's laser beam day. He's going to re-armor, so I have to do this again. Alright, so it's one of the heads down. That's unfortunate. Okay, I died. That's alright. That's not a big deal. Dying there actually makes Cerberus a little bit easier, because he'll do this lunge forward that normally, if you don't die, he'll slowly slide back into the wall, but if you die, he attacks a lot slower, and the patterns get a little bit more. He sort of becomes less intense. It's like an adaptive difficulty game, adaptive difficulty in the background of this game that you don't really notice it. But so now, yes, if you notice, I knocked him down this time a lot earlier because I took the death, so it's fine. So he just dies a lot faster now. It makes the boss a little bit easier. Yeah. Cerberus is very irritating. See, there we go. This is the attack that I was talking about. So he's going back a lot slower than he normally would. And of course. Alrighty. Upcoming is Mission 4. Now, Mission 4 has the one big skip in the game. The first time I ever did it, it sat 10 minutes off my timer because I'm bad. But I'm basically going to go and do a couple of encounters in this next stage, and then I'm going to get to a room, and I'm going to clip through a wall, and I'm going to skip a mandatory boss fight, and I'm also going to skip 3 mandatory encounters as well. It's going to save a whole bunch of time. Just going to drop here really quick. I'm going to stinger into this guy, and then I'm going to shoot him on the ground once with the pistols to jump on his back, because it makes him hit the ground faster. So it's a little bit of enemy tech that we do there. Alright. So what you'll see me doing a lot is changing between weapons really quickly, because it maintains DPS a lot faster. You do a lot more damage if you kind of don't let the animations play out and just kind of switch between weapons rapidly. Jump up here. That's really rude. Alright, so that's the end of the room. I'm going to use the death animation of that guy to go over here while he's doing that. So upcoming here, the next room contains the skip that I mentioned a second ago. If I don't get it, I do have the style switch. So that's the main thing I should have mentioned when we played this game. We played this version of the game with the style switcher mod installed, because it makes the game more functional, basically. And we're going to use that. I'm going to use that here. Normally you wouldn't do this in a run. Like if I mess this trick up here, I would just reset the run, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to reset the room with a button that the mod allows me to use. Okay, I'm going to reset the room. I have to jump up here. I have to shoot this guy 4 times, make him jump back, and then in the middle of his animation, yeah, okay, I clicked through the wall. So that skips pretty much the entirety of that level. Thank you, thank you. Thankfully, I still get the orbs for beating the boss, even though I didn't actually technically kill him, but I get free orbs for nothing. So we skip this cutscene and we move straight into mission 5. I'm glad that didn't take me more than 2 tries, because that would have been bad. All right, going forward. Fairly simple mission here. He actually came to me, perfect. So I'm gonna use this guy to get forward, because the next enemies spawn. Yeah, a lot happens in this game very quickly. It doesn't really have a lot of downtime. Oop. Alright, we're coming into another mini boss here, which is added for the special edition. This is Jester. He's a pain in the butt. He loves telling you his name. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shoot him in the face. He has like 3 attacks he can do. There's 1 or 2 that I don't want to see. This is one of the ones it's okay to see. Yeah, he wants to spank me on the butt, unfortunately. I'm not going to let him do that. I'm just going to punch him to death. Yeah, there's technically 3 times you can fight Jester, but we're only going to fight him twice. We're only going to fight him once, sorry. Taking advantage of the shotgun cancels to just pump out a whole bunch of damage as fast as we possibly can. Okay, this is an annoying attack. We didn't want him to see him. Okay, no, this is the good one. All right, so this is fine. It's just not the best one. Okay, I think I'll kill him before this attack ends. Fantastic. All right, okay, that's Arkham done. Or Jester, sorry. So pretty much, like, as far as the story goes in this game, right now, a bald guy came to Dante's office and said, hey, you, nice necklace, your brother wants to see you. And then a tower raised out of the ground and made everybody freak out. And now we're here, and we're going to go beat up our brother, because he's having a party at the top of the tower. Alright, I'm going to do a little manipulation, a little skip here by jumping down. It saves a little bit of time, saves me jumping all the way down to the floor and back. Pick up the Vajura, which I need to progress. I need to go into this room here, which I was already in, and pick up the Soul of Steel, which is going to let me walk over that big empty expanse in that room where I was just in a second ago. Alright. Alright, perfect. Soul of Steel grabbed. Mandatory fight in here. Whee! Yep. I need those orbs actually. Whee! Okay, there we go. Oop, don't want that. That's bad. Unfortunate. Oh, there's still one. Oops. There's still one up here now as well. Now we can leave. Perfect. Oh, I missed it. That's fine. So something you'll probably see me doing right there is what's called a reverse stinger. So normally when you use a stinger, you're forced to look at an enemy. But if you move the stick in the opposite direction and do the stinger input, occasionally you can sting in the opposite direction, and you'll sometimes use that to maneuver through rooms where there'd normally be a lot of enemies. Can be a little tricky sometimes, but once you get it down, it's kind of, depending on the room, it can be pretty easy. Alright. So we're going to try and get a decently high style ranking here, because it's going to get us some more orbs at the end of the stage. Because maintaining like a decent orb level, I have like safety strats for everything, it's all good. So there's no danger of not having enough orbs for anything, but just nice to try and get as many as possibly can. because attacks to hit more than one enemy generate more style, which is why you see my style ranking is going up pretty high. I think once this next wave spawns, I can jump up on this wall and cop out too. We shoot the gun there in midair to generate a little bit of extra height. Let's just leave that room a little bit faster. We used that a couple times on the run. I did try to use it in that room with the elevator previously, but we didn't get it. It's unfortunate. So coming up here as well, we have another boss. We have Agni and Rudra. I'm going to start the boss fight off straight away by stingering into Agni, I think it is, or Rudra. And then when Rudra over there is runs at me. So the whole thing with this game is I need to use Royal Guard to use the forward circle motion and release on them to knock them onto the ground. But I don't need to do. I need to sort of keep their HP even as possible, because otherwise they go like rage mode, and they're being really nasty right now. Alright, that's fine. Do the reset for me. Alright, perfect. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to whittle down Rudra here. So we're trying to not do full releases there. We're trying to get the the baby release, the half release where you don't do it completely correctly. Alright, so I just need to keep them at a low enough level that I can just go and one-shot them next time I look at them. Health's getting a little low here, but it should be fine. Perfect. Alright, perfect. That's the boss fight done. Wonderful. Relatively painless. I was only a little bit scared. Alright. We are now on mission 6. What happens in mission 6? Oh my god. Honestly, a lot of the time when I play this game, I just kind of zone out. Everything happens very quickly. So yeah, this is a newer strat that we found in this room. A very, 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 very minor time save is that we actually normally I would switch and put Ragni and Rudra on over Cerberus that I got before, and normally we would do that in the customize menu here. But we actually learnt that doing it at this statue saves like a couple of seconds. So now we do it in the next room basically. And we're coming to the 2 trials we're going to do here. This one is the trial of wisdom, is it? Yeah, no, this one's the trial of skill, sorry. Basically, I've got to run down this long hallway, and these spikes are coming out of the floor, and if I hurt them, if I touch them, they're going to hurt me a lot. But that's nothing to worry about, because we're just going to hop over them. Hopefully we get a good pattern, because hitting the spikes, they launch you really far back if they hurt you, so... Oh, that was scary. Okay. Alright, so we only need to get 2 of these instances of technique to progress into the next room. Alright, perfect. I'm going to slide on this guy out of here. Or I'm going to have that happen. Oh my god, the birds. The birds! Please! Oh my god. Alright, perfect. Same thing, we jump off. Once we complete the enemy ride, we shoot him once with a pistol to save a little bit of time. Perfect. Moving forward. And now we have the Trial of Wisdom, which is a really, really simple riddle. It's what has 4 legs in the morning, 2 during the day, and then 3 at night. The classical, the order is always the same: 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, and then we get the orb and we go. And we're out of here. I'm gonna swing my sword to get past these because they make me read them if I press circle on them, which I don't want to do. I hate reading. So I'm gonna skip this cutscene. And normally if you would have 3, you would get that little weapon in there, Artemis, but we do not see Artemis ever in the run. He doesn't get used. Sorry, Artemis. And we're out of here. Mission 6, really short, simple stuff. Could have been an addition to the last mission, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We love free orbs. Okay.
And just between missions, did we have time for a quick donation?
We certainly do.
Cool. We have $10 from Little Crochet, who says, "Good luck, Ursa. I was never any good at this game. Can't wait to see the run." And then a $50 donation from a ASCII art version of a thumbs up with no comment. And that does push us over the $23,000 barrier.
Hey! Big clap for that. Big clap for that. So what I did during that room is you'll notice I picked up a red orb off the floor. That room actually technically has a fight in there, but if you don't hit the statue, they don't wake up, and we can just ignore them and run away. So coming up here, I'm going to stop on this ledge, and I'm going to pick up the first of many holy waters. We use holy waters a few times in the run, mostly for the second to last boss. But there's a couple of really annoying rooms that we just don't want to deal with. So we buy a holy water and we slam that shit on the floor. And it kills it, because basically it does a whole lot of damage to all the enemies in the room. So that's basically the main thing that we do with that. Comes up twice in the run. I'm going to pick up the second of my Virgil safety stars, because I'm still terrified of the boss at the end of this mission. He doesn't play nice. He's terrified of he hates the number 7, and he also hates being interrupted. So, coming up here, you're going to see me use some new tech here. This is called jump cancelling. I'm basically using Agni and Rudra's aerial attack. The first, because it only does one little flash in the air, but you can jump off enemies with it and do a whole bunch of damage really, really, really fast. That's fine. These guys make more guys. We don't want them to do that, but if we kill them before the ghosts hit the ground, they don't make the guys. Jump cancelling looks so much harder than it actually is, but so there's an orb cache up here too. Sorry, I should have spoken about this before. In a couple of places there are orb caches that are hidden around the room, which is basically just like a stash of red orbs, and that one you get to hop on top of that pole to grab it. Alright, here we go. Coming up here. So I mentioned before that the run has next to no downtime. Here comes the only bit of one of the only bits of downtime we ever get, and it's on this elevator. So you can take a quick little nap here, get a drink of water, do what you gotta do, check your phone, and this is the only downtime I get pretty much for the rest of the run. So, how's you guys' day been? You guys doing alright? Nice. There we go, downtime over. So. I'm going to throw the siren. There's key items. I'm going to get them. All they do is help me progress. They're just like the door opening buttons, so I'm not going to bother listing any of them off unless it's a funny name or anything like that, so it's all good. Alright. Oh my god. Perfect. So another mandatory fight. Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. We got him. Kind of want to have this enemy die around about this end of the room so I can get this guy with jump cancel as soon as he spawns in. Look at the right guy. That'd be great. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's fine. Pretty much we use switch cancelling, as I said, to just generate a whole bunch more damage. It's a lot faster than like fully performing the combos of Rebellion or Agni and Rudra, because you just constantly hitting the enemies. Doesn't require Royal Guard, but still a handy skill. Here's the reverse downtime. Go on the way back up, and downtime's over.
I think that's uptime.
That's uptime, yeah. Alright. Need to hit him one more time. No, please. No, never mind. Okay. So this is the boss that we fought in the mission 2. He's come back for revenge, but he's being really nasty because of course he is when I'm on stage. Very sick. Okay. Oh my god. No, not the woohoo. That's... I'm being bullied? I'm being bullied. Right, okay. So basically, I just need this guy to turn around. I'm going to run around to his back, and I'm going to jump cancel his back, because it's a lot faster than dealing with everything else that he does. And he's dead. Oh, that's the style level up. Sorry for the flashbang. That is the highest we will rank up the Royal Guard style in the game, because we skipped that boss earlier. If I hadn't skipped that boss, we would hit level 3 at about mission 19. We're going to leave that orb cache there for later on. When we come back, we're going to punch it with a different weapon that does more damage and gets us more items. I think... So yeah, coming up right here, we have the first we have Virgil 1, our first boss fight with Virgil. As I said before, he hates the number 7 and he hates being interrupted. So what I mean by that is, at any point, I'm going to aim to hit him exactly 7 times, and I'm going to stop and hit him with my shotgun. Okay, well, I'm dead. That's fine. Gives me full health. Don't need to worry about that anymore. So, as I say, yeah, we're going to hit him 7 times with jump cancels if possible, or just 7 times in general. Then I'm going to stop and hit him with my shotgun. And if he's swinging at me, I'm going to try and gain rage. In the top left corner, you'll see 2 little green orbs. When those are both like flashing, or when they're not flashing, when they're lit up, that means my Royal Guard release is going to do maximum damage. That's fine. Use the first of our Virgil safety stars because this boss fight scares me. He's been so mean. That's fine. Okay, this is what I bought the stars for. Gonna resort to all the strats just for a little bit to get him into the second phase where he's gonna run away a little bit more, but it's fine. Nope, that's a fight. Right. Okay. He's bullying me, but it's fine. Alright, he's dead. Woo! That could have been way worse. Thank you. We will be seeing Virgil again, unfortunately. He's one of the hardest bosses in the game. Terrifying every time. Worse in Mission 2 than in Mission 3. Alright. So, jumping ahead a little, we are now inside a giant dragon that was flying around the tower. Surprise, surprise. We've also... Oh no, sorry, I should just restart the mission. So, coming up here, we are going to go into the shop for the first time. I'm going to buy 4 Devil Trigger Orbs. It's going to act because I now have access to... in that cutscene that I skipped there, Virgil beat me up and stabbed me with my own sword, and then my sword being covered in my own blood opens up my Devil Trigger. So we can now run really fast, we do extra damage, and we can also do something which is called charging Devil Trigger Explosion, which you're going to see here. So I can hold the Devil Trigger button, and I can power it up and make a big explosion that makes me do a big explosion, do big damage to everything around me, and I also do extra damage to everything that I'm punching for a little while. And we'll be using it pretty much every boss fight. I'm gonna try and jump up this wall here. It's really annoying to get up there, so... Okay, what's up here? Or we could just do this for like an hour, that's sick. Feels like a good time to mention we're sponsored by that climbing place. They did not sponsor this part of the run. Alright, perfect. We've hit those, and now we are out. We're inside the Leviathan right now, and we're inside it. I'm stepping around his little juices. He's not too happy about it, but it's going to be fine. So I think in either like the HD collection... oh, here we go. This is the boss that I skipped from earlier. He's come back. He's also inside the boss that we're inside now. So we're going to run away from him. We're going to turn on DT and just sprint away. Alright, easy. Perfect. Oh. So these guys, their whole gimmick is you can't knock them down, but if you get them as soon as they're spawning in, you can knock them down, which lets you do this and get out of this room really quickly. Woo! And we're out of there. Alright, so coming up here, I have to generate a whole bunch of rage and DT by blocking these attacks as best as I possibly can, because we're going to clear this room. Basically, I need to get a whole bunch of orbs, and they're going to get absorbed by that thing in the middle. That lets me pick up this, which is going to make everything really dark and scary. Because I've just blinded the thing that I'm inside. So. Alright, I'm going to run in here. I'm going to run down here and grab this just because I like being alive and not being dead. We're going to use DT to... Normally you can't do that little hop over that thing unless you're in DT, because Dante's weird. Like your speed sort of affects how you interact with ledges a little bit. Normally, if I'd not been stupid and saved my DT and didn't use it in that last stream like a ding-dong, I would be using it here to run away from this, but instead I'm just going to walk away like a chump. It's alright. Bye, Gigapede! Yep. Reverse stinger off the edge there. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to pick up a 5th Devil Trigger Orb, which is going to completely refill my DT, and I'm going to use that in this next fight coming up here to try and one-cycle the boss. And I'm going to do that by shotgun cancelling the right heart, the right side of the heart, while charging Devil Trigger. Once this thing dies, the middle is going to open. I'm going to do this, and hopefully, if I'm lucky... No, didn't get it, but that's fine. Sorry, we'll just save it. We'll save it for next round, it's alright. What I'm supposed to do there is an enemy is supposed to survive that explosion, and then I'm supposed to get a gold release off that attack, and that will end the fight a lot faster, but it's not a big deal if it doesn't happen. There we go, like that. That's what I'm supposed to do. Alright, that's Leviathan dead. Something I haven't really talked about, just like off the rip, I just completely remembered, is that, you know, I had a thought and it's gone, doesn't matter. Pretty much most combat falls into just shotgun cancelling or DT explosion and then Royal Guarding everything. Because Royal Guard has 2 versions of release. There's this one, and that does like a normal amount of damage, and then there's also, if I do it like at the last second, I get like a perfect guard basically, and that does a lot more. That does like a perfect release, and that does a lot more damage. That's when you hear that weird like noise. That's how you know I've got it correctly. And so that does way more damage, and is generally what you're going for when you aim for a release. We have the most annoying enemies in the game, the spiders. They jump around a lot, they don't like to stay still, and they really just kind of get in the way. They also have a parry that they can do, which can be a pain in the butt. Like that, yeah, they love to parry. Okay. We can taunt them as they're dying to get extra DT though. What else we got here? Yeah, perfect, right here. Oh, here we go, very hard puzzle. To get this Devil May Cry 4 confirmed. It's real. Alright, I'm going to jump here. There's another orb cache in here. If I can stand on top of this little tiny thing for a while. Alright, perfect. Just getting extra orbs just to make myself safer later on in the run, because we're going to do some big buys later on. Alright. I'm going to try to do another of these zips that you saw me do earlier. This one's really hard and really annoying. I've literally only ever gotten it once, and I got it by accident. So we're going to see if I can set it up. Alright, never mind. It's not really worth the time loss spent waiting for that guy to shoot me, so I can zip across the wall there, or zip across that gap. So I'm just going to not bother. Rude. Little bit of downtime here if you have any donations we want to read or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We have $20 from Zanru123 saying, good luck on the run at UrsaFlare, rip and tear those demons, and eat some pizza.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Alright, so we're coming into this room. I'm going to start by killing this guy in here, and I'm going to run up to the second guy here, kill him as well. And I'm going to jump at this giant spinning blade here and not do that. I'm going to try to get some Royal Guard off it, or I'm going to just golf ball myself around the room like a pinball. That's fine, that's enough. Alright, perfect, never mind. Didn't need that DT anyway. Okay.
The 1 health for style points.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's something I didn't mention. So if you look at the enemies, when I'm hitting them with Agni and Ruja, they get set on fire. And that's because there's actually an elemental like damage system in this game that doesn't really take, you don't really take much notice of it at all. It only comes up like once in the run, like from a relevance standpoint. And it's against these spiders and then in a boss later on. Or a refight of a boss later on. But yeah, so hitting things that they're weak against will cause like an elemental like effect to appear on them, and they take extra damage from that weapon, so that's why switch cancelling in this room is really effective. Perfect. Alright, and we're out of here. Unfortunately, these mini spiders also count as targets, so reverse steering out of that room is a pain in the butt. Gonna use DT here to run through it. Oh my god. Just running into walls. It's all tactical, I swear. It's all tactical. I've never made a mistake in my life. So coming up in this room, in this next room, we have another boss, Nevin. She's a vampire lady. She's a little scary, but she is one of the more fun bosses to fight. Gonna jump on this dude. Never mind. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want a bar of it, so we're gonna walk away. Nevin's whole thing is she makes bats, and she has like a shield of bats, and we're going to use that against her by charging up a whole bunch of DT with aerial attacks from Agni and Rudra. And then we're going to knock her on the ground, and we're going to punch her with Royal Guard, and she's going to die really quickly. Good, never mind. That was an accident. Just play nasty. Okay, never mind. That's fine. I set the estimate for this exceedingly high because even like on my bet, the run that I submitted was a really bad run, and that came in at 147. So I've got a lot of wiggle room. Okay, let's do that. That's fine. Build up some damage here. Yeah. So you have to like do enough damage to her, otherwise she doesn't fall over there, and you do that by like shooting her in the face or by hitting her with aerial cross. We're not going. I'm going to stop damaging here because I think that that'll make her stay in this phase because she starts doing some weird stuff. If I, there we go. Gonna Royal Guard the floor. And she's gonna do it again. Yeah, this is kind of what I want to go for, but it's fine. One more lot and it should be fine. Should be good to go. I think she's going to start trying to kiss me in a minute. We don't want that. We don't want her to kiss me. Yeah, here we go. She's going to try and kiss me now, but it's fine. We're going to let her. Okay. Yeah, if she kisses you there, she takes a whole bunch of health and then like restores a bunch of her own, and it really sucks. So we don't want it to happen at all. Alright, there we go, she's gone. Perfect. That fight went terribly, but it doesn't matter, because a lot of this game is really recoverable. It's it's mostly Virgil 2 that I'm worried about, honestly. That one was... so that's right. That's the end of that mission. We're seeing Lady there. I didn't mention her. There's a lady in there. She met me and she shot me in the face. She's also... her dad's here. He's the bald man that I mentioned earlier. She doesn't like him, because he killed her mum, and she's not a big fan of that, as most people wouldn't be. We'll see her again later on, but not too much. It's unfortunate that we do skip most of the cutscenes, like, well, not most of them, like literally all of them. So this whole run is just like a fever dream. It kind of just happens. Whee! Alright, perfect. Yeah, well, that's fine. Alright, we're going to use the stone master we picked up here to lift up this bit of floor over here. Alright, new generator. We got time for another donation if you have any.
No donations, but just a reminder that we'd like to thank Urban Climb for sponsoring ASM 2025. They've generously contributed 7 prize vouchers for entry into any urban climb across Australia, as well as the included gear hire. And then for further info, you can look at prizes.ausspeedruns.com. And maybe if you had been, we wouldn't have had so much trouble climbing the cliff.
So I sort of we glossed over it in that room really quickly. We just got a new type of enemy spawn. Those are the door hung. They kind of, you can only hit them in the back. That's their whole gimmick. There's really nothing else to them. They go down in like 2 hits. Nothing to worry about at all.
Have we seen the third of the 3 really annoying enemies?
No, not yet. The last one is going to come in at like mission 16. So they're a long way off. They're a long way off.
Alright, so you've got a smaller reprieve.
Thankfully. Okay, here we go. Here actually is this. Speaking of the hardest enemies in the game, here is the second of the hardest. It's that big green spider back there. They don't have a jump cancel like thing on them. It's really hard. Like you can do it, but it's really hard. And they're just the worst. They're just the worst. So we're going to actually use that holy wall that I picked up earlier to end this room sooner. I'm going to kill this one first off, and then once the next one spawns in, I think that should be time that I can do it. Yeah, and you use the holy water here, and this should just end the fight. I think we're good to go. Nope. Okay, so there's still this little one over here. That's fine. Right, perfect. He's gone. Get some GT back up when he's dying. It's all good, and we leave this room. And then we will only see those spiders. We never see those spiders ever again. Thankfully. Alrighty. Here's the bald man on the floor. He's been stabbed. Virgil stabbed him because he does that. And we're gonna ignore it. We're gonna ignore it. As far as we know, we're gone. We're out of here. We have better things to do. Alright. Mission 11 coming up. We have a boss fight here, which is not too hard, but it's really easy to one cycle. But the one cycle for it is a really tight set of jumps or jump cancels that if you mess it up, it just if you mess it up for even a second, the timing's gone and you can't get it, but it's fine, so nothing to worry about at all, really. He can be frustrating, but not a big deal. I forget what these enemies are called, but they do that. They grab you and they take your DT, but they die to one aerial cross. They also don't. They're like other enemies in other games where you can't look at them. So I turn really quick, and then I hit them in the air with one aerial cross, and then they die. We're going to use the pistol to take a little bit of extra height that I mentioned earlier to do this room a lot faster. It's going to smack this statue until it gets into this opposing hole over here. Spamming a whole bunch of buttons here. Pop on these swords, get up here, and then there's another one. Right, perfect. Then we're going to spawn in some enemies here. Get some jump cancels off. Hopefully one of the little guys that have spawned as well, the guys I can't look at, also take damage during this, but doesn't always happen. That's so rude. Where are you? Ah, perfect. That's the room done. Just in here, there's another holy water that we're going to use later. So we're going to jump down here and pick this up. Also going to grab this green orb as well. You can grab this later in the one, but I just grab it now because it's easier and it's there. It's right there. I think if I didn't grab it here and go to the next one, I would just forget it. The music bugs out on the port here a little bit, so the style switcher fixes that. Otherwise, it would just be dead silent during this. Perfect. Right, so we're coming up onto Beowulf now. I'm going to start the fight by hitting him. He's got a weak spot in his head, but he takes a lot more damage when you hit him in the head. So I'm going to start by stingering directly into him and blocking some hits to gain some more Royal Guard. That's fine. Alright, so I'm going to try and jump cancel off his head here. Didn't 100% get it, but that's fine. He's got a really small hitbox on his shoulder that you can use to jump off and hit him in the head repeatedly. And then you can use an aerial release that you get from Royal Guard level 2 to block that giant explosion that he does when you hear the sound of the church bell go off. And that just like skips the run and skips the fight and makes it really quick. We didn't get it, but no big deal because this fight is super duper easy. Here he goes, he can do it again. There we go. So I still get to do it. Still get to do it. There we go, he's done. That's Beowulf. We will be seeing him again. Technically. Yeah, Beowulf's whole deal is that he could smell you, and he doesn't like how we smell. He thinks we smell bad. He tells you specifically. He's like, "Hey, I remember that smell. You're gross. Ew." Because he knows our dad. He knows Virgil and Dante's dad, Sparta, because they fought. There is a despawn trick here, in this room that saves like 30 seconds, but I absolutely do not know how to do it, so I'm not even going to bother trying, because I tried it once, didn't get it, I went, okay, I'm going to save that for another time. I think I'm supposed to like kill these guys at the same time this archer thing over here leaves the room on this, like as that slides away, but it's like a really tight timing. I don't know. I unfortunately just do not know. See, oh yeah, that's okay. So the purple thing I picked up then has put me constantly in a state of Devil Trigger, but I'm also dying the whole time. Not a big deal because everything is coded to drop like green orbs during this mission until I get rid of it, but if you're not so great at the combat or on high difficulties, this mission can be really scary. Alright. So we are officially over halfway through the game now as well. Like, we've been there for like 2 missions, but yeah, so we're coming up. It goes very quick. It goes very quick. I guess I didn't really touch on that as well. So in like if you watch when things die, if you do certain different moves, they'll die faster. Like there's different death animations based on like what moves the enemies will die to. So you kind of want to aim for killing them with like Helmbreaker or Stinger because it does that shattering animation. It makes them like it saves a little bit of time, especially on rooms where your whole goal is to kill everything before you leave the room. Gonna kill these birds to get a little bit of extra health before I go in here because I get scared every time I go through this room. Alright, now we gotta find a boss, or mid-boss. He's back. He's back! Alright, well, he's playing nasty, so I'm gonna go and kill this guy instead. Well, cool, my first white orb, very cool. Don't need it right now, but we got it. Getting a little scary because he's not dead and he is refusing to play ball and moving to a good spot where I can see him. So of course. Alright, perfect. Oh my god, of course. Oh, I got him, okay. I got him as he was coming out the floor. Right, easy. Alright, and I am no longer dying. Fantastic. Unfortunately, I do now have to fight my least favorite enemy in the entire game. I have a name for this horse that I'm not allowed to say on stream. Rhymes with truck. I hate this horse. I hate this horse so much. It's my least favorite boss fight in the game. I'm probably going to die here at least once because it's just awful. Yeah, but any Umusume fans in the audience, I'm very sorry for what I have to do. So I stopped hitting it there to walk backwards, so because it makes it basically Garyon controls time, and if you hit it, if he hits you with the red aura that the red aura that he expands there, he slows you down, and it's really annoying. Okay, well I'm on top of it. Don't really need to be there, but that's fine. This boss fight is just the worst. He just does this. I did go for in the beginning there a one cycle trick there, but it's really tight. I have to go release the wheels of the truck as he comes around. It's super duper tight. I don't know how to do it. I died at this horse so often. Looks like it's gonna happen now. The missiles are frustrating. Okay, he's going into the center of the arena. Very cool. Let's just run over here. Nice. I love horse. I love horse. I think one time on stream I spent 30 minutes dying to this boss, and I just didn't give up because I was too annoyed. That won't happen today, but I do. I hate this boss. I should practice it because I hate it as much as I do, but that involves having to fight the horse, and I just. He played nice, thank God. He was about to run me over. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, just perfectly blocked that. Very cool. Very unfortunate. I'm just gonna jump on top of it here and just punch it. Oops, didn't do that. Unfortunate, it's fine. Oop, that's unfortunate. I think I should survive one more hit. Yeah, normally this fight goes a lot smoother for people who are better at the game, but that's not me. Oh my god. I despise this horse. Can I just shoot it here and kill it? Okay, good. There we go. Horse down. Oh, thankfully we don't have to fight the horse ever again, because otherwise I don't think I would do this run if I had to fight that horse more than once. Yeah, that horse gives you Quicksilver style, which unfortunately we will never see in the game. It slows time down. Really, really cool style. We never get to use it. There's only one point in this run at all where we ever switch styles, and it's right at the end. And that's because there's a bug with the style, one of the styles that we can use. Alright, so mission 13 now. This is Virgil 2 at the end of this fight, at the end of this mission, which I'm not looking forward to, but hopefully it doesn't go completely terribly. Right, so I've been charging DT during this entire little fight here, so that when I all spawn in, I can do this, and there we go. Alright. I'm just going to use DT to run down these stairs. We're going to get a whole bunch of DT later anyway, so there's no point saving it. Whee! Blech. Classic 2006, 2005 PS2 camera angle changes. Alright, we're going to run through here. We can skip this entire room. We're going to go in here, and there's a little stinky little light puzzle here, but it's trying to trick you, and the real solution is in this hole in here. So we're going to do this. And do that, and that's pulled us off. It's the fully formed Aura Halcon. We picked up a piece of that earlier. Basically a power source for the tower, which we will see again later. Alrighty. Okay. I do need to get a little bit of DT here, just because. Yeah, that's perfect. That's all I need. Grab that white up here, and here we go into Virgil 2, which is probably one of the scariest fights in the game. He doesn't like to play ball at all. Yeah, that's not great. I'm going to use my second Virgil safety star. Ooh, or I'm going to go right past it, that's fine. Basically what I'm trying to do here is take Virgil down to like a certain amount of damage so that I can do a phase skip and stop him from turning into Devil Trigger, which is not going too well at the moment, but it's fine. I just need to come up here a little bit. Okay. Well, the DTE did make him go into it, but that's fine, not a big deal. This fight's a little scary, but he pretty much doesn't do much more than that. Going to resort to all the strats here because I don't want to die. He's going to go to the center. He's going to try and lunge at me now. No, he's not going to do that. All right, perfect. Oh, he's going to go DT there. Oh, don't want that. Oh, well, I killed myself. That's fine. No big deal. Sorry, this fight is really tough because it does require like a degree of skill with the Royal Guard timings. Unfortunate, it's fine. Never mind. No, that's not great. Okay, doesn't matter. No big deal. No big deal. I have died to this fight many, many times. This might actually, that might actually have been the phase skip if he goes straight to the center. Okay, never mind. Need to do a little bit more damage to him, but it's alright. Unless he immediately goes and despawns. Okay, never mind. goes. Just with every shot, that's cool. Okay, that Royal Guard actually was really good for me. Got him. Woo! Oh. Very, very, very scary fight. Ironically, so much harder than the third time you have to fight him. Alright, so that was mission 13. A lot of stuff just happened in that cutscene. The bald guy wasn't actually dead the whole time. He actually was manipulating everybody. And that purple dude, Jester, that we fought before, that was him at the same time. He would just press a button and all of a sudden he was in the funny clown costume. So he's grabbed, he beat us all up, and he has gone to the top of the tower, and he's going to open the portal to hell. And we are so what we're going to do in this menu here is we're going to buy 1 holy water. We're just going to buy the remainder of our purple orbs. We've also equipped Beowulf because A, we need it to get through this door here, we need it to break it open this statue, and also it's pretty much just the best weapon in the game, bar none. It does so much damage. We're going to charge this up, and then once it gets it here, bam, and then we're through. We're not going to get that blue orb shard because we don't need it. I'm going to take some time here to punch this crystal to get some extra orbs because I know that my orb count is low. Basically, the more damage you do, the more you get from one of these. So you bring Beowulf, you activate DT, and you punch it, and then you get a whole bunch more money. There is a soft lock on that elevator specifically, where if you don't just walk directly into the elevator, you can just like soft lock the game and can't complete it can't go any further. I don't know why it happens. We don't really understand why, but it is a thing. So, in doing what he did, what Virgil was doing in that last cutscene, he was basically just like activating the tower, but it needed, because he's a half demon, they needed more blood, and so that's why the tower's all twisted up now. It's like it's been activated basically. And so what that means is that we're going through like rooms don't connect the way they used to, but we're gonna be seeing a lot of like the same rooms type of deal. Dual hands, get back. Absolutely just nothing burger enemies. They do nothing, they get in the way, and then they die. Perfect. And we're out of here. Whee. Beowulf has the best move in the game, which is the dive kick, because you can jump cancel off enemies with that, and it does so much damage. I'm going to charge up DT explosion here, and as soon as these dudes drop in, I'm going to punch them and also explode, and it's going to pretty much wipe them out. Beowulf's DT, like Beowulf's jump cancel is so much easier to do because it like homes in on the enemy as opposed to Agni and Ruja where I have to like aim a little bit. He also deals light elemental damage, which you don't really talk about. As I say, that the elemental damage system doesn't really come up much, but it does more damage to the 7 deadly sins enemies, which have been all those dudes walking around with the sides. Go. Coming up to Hell's Highway here. This is a bit of a longer room. Mostly just standard stuff. We're going to charge up some Royal Guard here with this horse, or I'm going to just completely miss it. Doesn't really matter. Probably have time for donations if you have any.
None just at the second, but we did have a cash donation of $20 from IC Kari earlier, which we appreciate, as well as just a general reminder that Gigabyte is our major sponsor for ASM 2025, So for those in Australia who donate at least $50, you'll go in the running for one of two 32-inch Gigabyte MO 32U monitors. These are two of our grand prizes you can win during our event. And then for the details, you can go to prizes.ausspeedruns.com. And for reference, the monitor that we're using for this event, which you can see our runner using at the moment, is, I believe, the 27-inch version of that. So it's like that, but even bigger, which definitely means better.
So we're almost on the way out here. This room sort of makes you double back on yourself a little bit. Once I go through here, here we go, so we're in the last room now. Oh no, I picked it up. Oh, you're supposed to, the camera angle was facing the complete opposite way, but you're supposed to sort of walk past that blue white fragment because it loses like a couple seconds of time. Not a big deal. Alright, so we're pretty much at the end of this mission now. I don't have any DT to like run through it, but I'm just gonna go. We have to get to the top of it. We're gonna teleport out of the tower, then we're gonna get back up on the tower by teleporting up there through a portal that's open just over there, that little glowy panel over there. Going to teleport us back into the co-op that we were in before. Then we're going to walk outside. But before we do that, we are going to go up here and get... there's a holy water up here and also an orb cache, which you get. This orb cache is a pain in the butt to get on top of though, because this truck, the hitbox on how you jump on it is really annoying. And there we go, mission completed. Perfect. Hi lady, bye lady. Alright, mission 15. This is the longest mission in the game. Here come the worst enemy in the game, these angels. They are awful. They can walk through walls, and they fly. So they're basically just the worst. They're just the worst. They're the absolute worst. They're not difficult, they do this, and they make you lose time, and it's a pain. It's a real pain. Literally the only strat to beat them is just constantly walk at them and just punch. One down. Kinda want this guy to die quickly, but he's being nasty. Alright. Oh, didn't get to get a charge off that, that's fine. Alright, so in that wall there was a switch we're gonna hit. So the whole thing of this mission is we have a you know, like in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you have that code. You got to tell the Deku Scrubs in the beginning to go fight Queen Goma. We kind of have to do our own version of that. In that we have to go and hit this switch. We have to hit it twice when we first see it, then once when we see it again, and then 2 more times, and then 2 more times. The split for this mission on my PC is literally called 2122 because I've forgotten the order and wasted so much time before. So I'm going to hit this switch, I'm going to smack it twice, I'm going to fully activate it twice. Okay, perfect, that's one. Here we go again. That's just rotating the rooms, so we do that to skip a mandatory encounter later on. So that's that one done. So I'm going to do some gold releases off the spikes on the roof there. Well, one of the noise. Ooh. Perfect. So we have to pick up these 3 Ori Halcon fragments to power that elevator that I walked past a minute ago. Alright. Here we go. Now when I walk back through this door, it's going to be a different room entirely. Hooray! Alright, cool. We're on the right track. Cool, nice. Just run past that, that's fine. Now we do the same thing to this switch. sing around that room. Alright, we're gonna pick up the second one, and then we're just gonna walk out the room. We don't have to deal with these spiders, so I'm not going to. Okie dokie. Uh-oh. Oh dear. That's fine, we can beat the rest of this level with this amount of health, it's all good. Oh. Perfect. Okie doke. We were in this room, we were in here before, but these gears weren't spinning. These birds are horrible in this room. If I see one flying at me, I'm just going to instantly pop DT so I don't die. Alright, that's done. Ooh, alright, they were nice to me today, thank God. They're usually just horrible. Oop. So at the end of this hallway is our third Orichalcon fragment, and then that will be pretty much the end of the level. Oop, that's unfortunate, doesn't matter. Perfect block that, of course I did. Alright, that's our third one, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to stand right here in the path of these deadly dangerous blades. Oh no, please, I don't want to die like this. We do this to take this death right here. Oh no, it runs over, never mind, it's alright. We spawn back in the end of the last stream and we just walk through this door, mission's over pretty much. Small death skip, small like death abuse there, doesn't really save much time. Well, it saves like at least like 40 seconds because climbing back up through that room full of spinning gears is a pain in the butt. Alright. And as soon as I'm off this elevator, I'm going to stinger forward and the mission's going to be over, and then I'll be on to mission 17, I think it is? Mission 16. I forget. Alright. Perfect. Alright, yeah, mission 16. Perfect. Let's go. Start off, we're going to go left, and I'm going to go down here. So this room in here is going to be where that holy water I picked up earlier is going to come into play. Because as I said, once I open these two balls, once I get them to go down, I have to smack them into each other. By hitting them, I'm going to come over here and do this. Yep, perfect. Pick up the moon shard. Yeah, and here come the angels. Once the second one spawns in. Okay, I'm going to walk over here. And bam. Perfect. I got that as well. That's excellent. So the red doors, they try and hit you if you stand next to them for too long. But you can gain like a good amount of DT, like a Royal Guard off that. And it's handy because we're going to need Royal Guard for the boss fight at the end of this mission. I'm going to run past these dudes. Go up here. Here comes the second holy water usage to end. We're gonna, because this fight's annoying, so we're gonna kill that guy and then immediately use a holy water to just end this fight immediately. Alright. Perfect. Alright. We drop that down, then we're gonna get on top of it and just switch cancel until it breaks. Oop, wrong way. And here's the sun shard, the golden sun. Alright, these are the worst enemies in the game. For jump cancelling, they're the rooks. They have they just have like non-existent jump cancel hitbox. Can be done, but it's really, really difficult. I couldn't see that. Huge pain, actually. yeah, that's something I definitely didn't mention. I should have mentioned that much earlier on. So jumping and doing those little side rolls that you see me doing in the game, they have iframes on them. And the way Royal Guard works is you get a perfect block if you block something within 3 frames of it hitting. But you can use that to abuse the roll, like the iframes on a jump and also on a roll to basically make yourself like have forced perfect guards. And it's very, very helpful. It can be a little bit tough to time every now and again, but it's definitely very, very helpful. It makes royal guarding a lot easier. Hi Artemis, bye Artemis. Okay. Die peek to get out of here. Okay, coming in this next room, we have a fight, the actual fight with Lady. She wants to kill her dad, but we don't want her to do that because for reasons. So we're gonna have to do. Yeah, that's fine. She also hates the number 7, but she's not less like she less hates it, more like she's kind of just allergic to it. So we're gonna hit her 7 times. So this fight can get a little annoying. We're supposed to sort of do this slightly differently. We kind of don't really want her to be jumping on top of those, but it's fine, not a big deal. Okay, gonna let her run away, and then when she stops. Alright, cool. Yeah, I got to use my real gun. Okay, there we go. The lady's dead. She's going to give us her shotgun, which we're never going to use. Her shotgun, sorry, her rocket launcher. Yeah, that fight went pretty smooth, actually. Normally, she runs around and I lose her for like a solid minute. So that could have gone so much worse. And that's mission 16 over. There's Arkham. He's back. He's still there. He now has possession of Force Edge, which was Sparta, which is Virgil and Dante's dad's sword. Okay, so this is the platforming room. There's like a cycle that you can do this to make it faster. I think I've slightly missed it, but it's fine. So yeah, just gotta wait here a little bit. And there we go. And we're out. Yay! Okay, that would be the 3rd Arkham fight, but we're skipping them all. The 3rd Jester fight, so we're just gonna ignore them. Become more dual hands. This room's over really quick. Okay, I always miss that. Oop. So rude. Alright, so we're gonna charge up a straight there to move through this door because the animation of the straight pushes me forward, and I do that at the end of in the middle of the cutscene to just immediately shove myself through the door as soon as the door's available to walk through. Oh, yeah, we can gold release through these spikes too. I'm only gonna try that one time because I just took a lot of damage. You can like just run through this room without taking any damage and just launching yourself forward by gold releasing off the spikes. Bam. Alright. I can't remember what these enemies are called, but they kind of don't really bother me too much. They kind of jump around a lot. The general strat to kill them is to launch them into the air like that. And then jump cancel them in the air. Oh, here we go. I'm actually going to turn DT off here to maintain a little bit of it going into this fight. We do still want to get maximum orbs from this cache. I think I definitely have I have more than enough orbs right now, but I like to get extra health items in the last fight just in case I die, because Module 3 can be quite scary. So we're going to fight Doppelganger now. Doppelganger is going to come up and have some relevance after this here. We're going to start off by hitting this wall twice. Okay, or I'm going to stinger it twice and do that. That's fine. Not a big deal. He's going to run towards me. I'm going to get some extra damage in by doing that. Man, these eyeballs are annoying today. Alright. Basically, we're just kind of stacking damage on him because we want to one cycle him in this as soon as we can here. So once we, I jump off the wall. That's really unfortunate. That's fine. So it's a 2 cycle, but not a big deal. Alright, that's Doppelganger down. And that's going to let us have Doppelganger style, which we're going to see during Mission 19 for a split second. Okay, now we have Mission 18, which is probably the best mission in the game, one of the better ones. It's a longer one, but it looks really cool, and some of the stuff that we have to do in here is fun. So when we start off, we're just going to start stingering forward. We're in hell now. Just FYI, we're not in Kansas anymore. We are now officially in hell. Welcome to the chessboard. I'm going to skip the majority of this fight by using a holy water here. And then I'm just going to start punching this dude. So this is the king, and if I kill him, he kills all the other pieces on the board, so that's the fight over. Hooray. We don't have to deal with how long. That fight normally takes a long time if you don't do that. There's something about the way the holy water works. It does something to the AI there, because basically those pieces, you can't interact with them if they're not glowing or if they're not lit up. You can't do any damage to them at all. You just bounce off them. So you use the holy water there and you activate them, and then you can start punching them. So this is the one time in the run as well that we're going to take Rebellion off. We're going to put Agni and Rudra on for this segment. Just because pretty much every fight that we do here requires or is weak to something that Agni and Rudra does, be it the fire damage or elsewise. Cool. That's really cool. Just gonna jump cancel. Just aerial attack this guy. This fight is so much less scary the second time around. Taunt to get a little bit of extra DT there. Because for some reason, all the bosses that so this next segment here, you're going to see this wall come up in a second and some lights are going to flash up on it. I just need to make a circle. And so what we're going to do to make that circle is we're going to fight Cerberus, and then we're going to fight Agni and Rudra, and then we're going to fight Beowulf again. So, and these fights, they're all so much simpler now because we have DT. Still pretty much starts the same way, but we use DT to make the shotgun stronger. That's kind of what we want to happen there. We want to kind of keep them grouped up and constantly be like knocking them down to do more damage, but sometimes they don't like to play nice, but it's fine. if we kill one of them before the other and we don't end the fight very quickly after that, they go rage mode, as I mentioned, and then there's like an unskippable cutscene that loses like 15 seconds. So we try to keep their health at like a similar level throughout the fight, so we can just end the fight really quickly as soon as the first one's dead. Okay, good. And they did. Okay, I'm going to grab this green orb over here so I can go into Beowulf with full health, because he's still scary. But if we're lucky, maybe I'll get the quick kill strat on him, because it looks really cool. I just wish I was better at it. It is so hard. Like, I cannot exaggerate enough how difficult it is to jump cancel off this fella in a way that is not, that it makes the fight easy. Yeah, that's annoying. That's fine. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, well, that's the enemy kill. Yeah, it's a really, really tight like spot on his back. It's really, really annoying. Very, very hard to get. It requires a lot of practice. Okay, it's being mean to me. I would love to not die here. That would be really good, but he's being a bully. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. I actually got the release. Nice. Perfect. All right. Alright, and that is officially the end of mission 18. I should apologize, yeah, that gunshot noise that happens at the end of every mission is like one of the loudest sounds in the world. Alright, mission 19. Coming up on the end here. Alright. Oh shit, I need to restart the mission really quick. I need to put Rebellion back on. So I'm going to need that throughout the... Oops, no, I need this. Yep. Okay, perfect. So we DT Explosion there to kill those guys really quickly, and then we're going to spawn in the last half. And we're going to kill one of them, and then use the other one to gain a bunch of DT, like gain a Royal Guard. So I'm going to do that by making you hit me again and again. Okay, now I can officially walk out of this room, because in this next room we have to break a mirror, and we're going to do that by Royal Guarding it, basically. And here we go. Okay. There we go. And that's that room done. Those guys die instantly. Perfect. And more of them. Jump cancel these guys down, and then we can... We're on a timer in this room, so if you don't kill everything fast enough, the room does reset. But we do not have to worry about that, especially not in normal difficulty. Okay. Doing the grand tour here, we're coming back through, we've been here before, and we jump back in. Put the Samsara we just picked up in here. And we're here. Okay, so this is pretty much the room for this, the final boss of this mission. And we're going to do a couple things here. What we're going to do is we're going to do our final shop, and we're also going to change our style to doppelganger. So the reason I have this keyboard directly placed in front of me is because A, I need to use the computer, and also because there's a trick where if you have DT, you can activate doppelganger style and never run out if you just if you stop using the attacking with the keyboard and start attacking with stop attacking with the controller and start attacking with the keyboard instead. So I'll show off exactly what I mean in a second. I'm gonna jump up at immediately holy water here. So I'm now officially I'm doing this now to. If you look at my DT meter, I should be empty, but I'm not running out because I'm using this glitch. Because I'm mashing the punch button on the keyboard, I have infinite DT. And now we do the rest of this fight with Virgil, and we do that by smacking this guy down. I think I have to jump back in a second because he's going to try and launch some stuff at me, but it's fine. Okay, so now we use our remaining 2 holy waters. If I did this right, he should die. Okay. Okay. That's very annoying. I need to hit him, I think, one more time. He has like a pixel of health. This is great. I might want to suggest turning the game audio down for a little bit, because this is also the other loudest sound in the world. Okay, that's actually really bad. Hang on, I need to actually restart the mission now, I think. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. Sorry, that strat does require me to be like alive and survive the whole fight, so I now have to do the whole mission again. That's alright. We saved a bunch of time, so yeah, we can turn game audio back up now. Sorry, that loudest sound in the world only happens if I mess that strat up. So, right. Can't make up his mind on when he wants to aim. Bit of an unfortunate time loss there, but it's no big deal really. This mission goes by quite quick, and then that boss fight is not hard to do with. I should actually check if I still have my items. Okay, that's actually... Oh, okay, no, I have to buy them, that's fine. Please. Okay, I need to release this wall, but it's moving around. Okay, there we go, perfect. And where is the next one? Alright. And then we're back at the end. Alright, cool. This time I will not mess that up. I'm buying a bunch of vital stars here to make sure I don't die in the next fight, basically, in the room after. And I'm gonna just re-equip doppelganger style. unfortunate. Okay. That's alright, that's unfortunate. I did mess the strat up slightly, but it's all good. Easy to recover. We have to fight through the dolphins. There goes that really, really great sound design in 2005. Should go down in a second. Okay, now we get to the second half. Let this be the end. Got him. Okay, there we go. Got it right this time. Alrighty. Thank you. Now we have mission 20, which is the final mission of the game. Our final fight with our brother Virgil. So I have to switch out of doppelganger style because it does not help us here, and then I can just jump straight into it. I'm going to attempt to do this as quick as possible. Bye, Full Sedge. I just need to sort of come out of DT before I can start doing stuff to him again. Okay, I'll just grab this for safety, and then also, you know, I didn't actually grab that. Nice. Okay. Alright. Okay. So then for safety while I'm here. Oh no, okay, well, it's not a big deal. He should just, yeah, whatever. All you gotta do to get him out of DT is just punch him a little. Time is coming up in a second. As soon as you hear him say Dante, it'll be over. So like a couple more hits. If he stops being mean to me. And that's time! Woo! God, that could have gone better. That could have gone so much worse. 1:38, that is literally a minute off my PB. Fantastic. So that goes to show our run can go really bad and still be good. Got a couple of shout outs. First and foremost, I have to shout out my lovely partner who's in the audience. Bye. Thank you so much for supporting me and coming along to this for me as well. I appreciate you so much. I love you more than anything. I got to give another quick shout out to ASM for having me on board. I submitted this run and didn't expect to get accepted, and then I checked the schedule when I was on it, and I was like, okay, now I have to actually get good. I got to give a shout out to Blackout GG, my mob. If you haven't heard of us before, we're a collective of Indigenous streamers. Because I myself am Indigenous, we get together for community games whenever we can. We run on mob time. We do. we're not consistent, but yeah, some of the best people in the world. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is the best one of the coolest cutscenes in the game. I'm gonna skip it though. Yeah, please come and learn the run. I'm like the only Australian person on the leaderboard at all. There's so much room. The community's really friendly. It's so well documented. The run is really, really accessible. Just a fantastic run, super duper short. You can pick it up in like a day and then just run for it. Really, really fun. Come through and try it out. It's really, really sick. I love this game so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for that. And if you stay tuned, we will be right at you with the news.
Extra is what you need. Is what I got only heaven without a thought, only fire. I got all you desire, so don't hold back, let loose and sit back and enjoy the ride. Oh,
Hello everyone and welcome back to ASM 2025. I'm Jill Phoenix and I'll be your host for the evening, and I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful time. I think it's that time of the day where everyone is getting ready to see what kind of mischief people are going to be up to, so let us head on over to the news.